My name is Anjali. My story starts with my parents' struggle to obtain work visas. They had planned on moving to teach at a mission. Because they continued to get denied and were finally told a hard no, my parents decided to stay in America and pursue international adoption. I was an orphan at Mother Teresa's Mukti mission in India. Because orphans come to the mission in many ways, there was no information on my biological parents or a way to track them down. But I hold them close to my heart, and I have an elephant statue at home that helps me remember their importance in my life. I was naturalized as a U.S. citizen in 1988. This was a process that I did not fully understand at the time or have concern with. It was not a conscious choice for me, since this was something my parents mainly handled regarding paperwork and finances. I do remember taking the test, but not much else. I just assumed it was another scholastic test. And although this part of becoming a citizen did not feel challenging at the time, I still struggled to feel like an American. What did that even mean? I struggled to find my cultural identity being raised in a culture that was not mine. Shortly after moving from India to a small town in Minnesota, my parents flew to Hawaii to attend my uncle's wedding. He was marrying a Filipino woman, so there was finally a lot of brown people for me to be around. And I guess I had a hard time leaving because my parents said I cried a lot afterwards. I never realized that I was a minority or from another country until I was starting kindergarten. My family and I were part of a town parade, and a girl and I were on a float making paper airplanes to cast off towards the crowd. She asks me, "Did you paint your face for the parade?" And I was confused. Thankfully, there was an adult close to explain that because of my skin, the girl thought I painted it. I looked at my skin and then hers, and at that moment, I came to realize I was not the same as those around me. And although that was an innocent thought for a young child, this was foreshadowing. I have gone through 3 name changes since I came to America. My parents changed my name from my Indian birth certificate because it was the name of an Indian deity. They were told that invoking my name would be detrimental to Christian spirits. They were very religious at the time, so they took that advice. That's how I got the name Anjali. And because Americans spell the phonetic E with the letters EE, they changed it from the cultural spelling ANJALI to ANJALEE. This is just a brief overview of the challenges I faced to find my cultural identity. I just recently changed my name back to the original spelling, since I was tired of the oppression. Another challenge was that I wasn't around many minorities until about high school. Because I never identified with any culture, at that point, I started to embrace all cultures. So in high school, I gravitated towards anyone's culture. I loved learning the many aspects of daily life. This included anything from food, religion, fashion, interior design, but even more than that, like relic architecture and monoliths, values, and origin stories. I believe that's why I went into psychology. I really needed to understand why people reacted the way they did amongst differences between them. Why did some people embrace it more than others? And how does the social construct of culture dictate the way we communicate, both verbally and non-verbally, with each other? I recently watched a comedy special by Hasan Minhaj. He does a really good job of explaining his family's immigration story and growing up as a minority in an entertaining but truthful way. So I encourage people to watch this. Being young always seems like a struggle, but now I have more perspective and gratitude of my story. I became part of a family that was willing to give me the support and unconditional love that everyone deserves when coming to America. Becoming a part of the Tacoma Community House as a staff member really brings me back to my journey as a citizen, what it means for some to become an American. I love to be a part of the students' daily schooling and see their triumphs in citizenship or even graduating to the next English level. I value their addition to America and proudly wear the badge. I stand with refugees and immigrants.